Kolohe. I remember when we first did Kolohe back in the day. There's nothing more pure than Kolohe. The boys would come over, we would do it in the garage. We would do it mostly at night, and then we found a new way to do it during the day. It was wild. And then they started coming out with the flavors. And different flavors felt different ways. I had to lay off the stuff.
Should I pass the KOLOHE juice? Hey, bagay is good, Oh, honey girl. It's good to the last drop, 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 to the last drop.
What's up? Welcome back to the KOLOHE Juice in the Channel podcast.
Yup.
Where you come and hang out and converse with the humans behind the hustles and inside the hustles. For his introductions, let's start with the middle right here. We got Party Gardy.
Yo, what's goody?
Represent. We got Mr. H, Hollywood.
H for Hawaii.
H for Hawaii. We got Mr. Pipeline right here.
Yo.
Ruining the production.
Hey, baby, it's all live, it's all natural.
All live, all natural, baby. And yours truly, Dave Dali, the motherfucking G. All right.
Next time I want to get my own introduction, man. The best.
Right?
The
You
bomb,
did
the
it next
diggity,
time.
the one and the only, the man, the myth, the
The
legend.
reason we're all here.
Right?
Cool. Today we had an eventful week. Today we're gonna start off with some questions. We finally got some questions from our viewers. You guys. Yeah.
Pretty exciting.
So we're excited to get to those first and chop it up. What you got for us, Justin?
Well, Colin Black from Hawaii, DMs us.
Colin.
Yeah. So he's like, what are your guys' strengths and what are your guys' weaknesses?
Colin, you know already. We appreciate the question.
It's a good question.
You already know our strengths.
Good question. Strengths
Yeah.
and weaknesses. SWOT
Personally or
analysis.
business-wise?
Yeah, I wonder which context. Let's just say.
I think personal,
Okay, cool.
no?
Somebody wanna start off?
Yeah.
I don't know what weaknesses, so I gotta sit here and think.
Yeah, that list is pretty short.
I just like that.
That list is pretty short.
My cams.
But I think I can start off one thing that I do know is my biggest strength that I've seen is I'm a very personable person. And not only personable in terms of just hey, how's it going, friendly face, but I've started to notice that I'm very empathetic, immediately off the board when I'm in a situation or I meet somebody, I can kind of gauge how to approach that person. I think that helps a lot with my relationships.
Nice.
Black? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's a spot
I
on.
was gonna say, I was like, maybe we should ask each other what each other's strengths, and we.
And then it's gonna get into I'm really good at that.
Yeah, right?
That's the weakness I'm talking about. Which I already know what we can say about, but
Yeah, I'll think about my weakness, but
Okay, cool.
just do it as strength.
I'll go. My strengths. Well, I think we all have a lot of strengths. I think in the context, personally, my personal strength is patience. I think. I see people who are less evolved than no, but just patience and willingness to, I guess, listen.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's where you can learn the most, is just how to actually resolve a situation is to actually understand it. And I think I've gotten good at just not being very reactionary. So now when shit happens, I'm like, my reactions are there, but I can watch them and be like, okay, that's one strength.
Yeah.
I have many.
I agree because I feel like talking to you is kind of therapeutic, one-on-one. You have that therapy.
Yeah, you are
good.
good.
Like our uncle style. I mean, not saying you're our uncle. No, but how our real uncle has that mindset.
Yeah. What do you think about you, Jake?
I would say I'd think a weakness is probably trying to do too much and not
learning to that delegation should be and being more of a team and just trying to think that I can just do everything. Like, you know, that mindset, if you want it to be done, do it yourself, you know, want it done right. And having maybe more trust on the team because it's been so long already, but just, you know, working on that and being like, they know what to do, you know. Maybe get less frustrated, but it's a work in progress.
My weakness is being extra ambitious.
It's a negative, positive, negative.
Thinking I'm Superman. I'm too passionate all the time. But we know what it is.
What about a strength? You started the weakness,
You have weakness.
It's almost the thing we always say we have a lot.
Yeah, I was
of
gonna say
strengths.
you switch it up.
No, but I felt like
strength.
A strength, you know.
A strength.
I mean, that just
I think about it.
You gotta think about it.
His strength is he's humble.
Yeah.
No, I think
Then I went with the weakness
a
first.
strength. I think a strength is like the leadership.
He immediately laughs.
Unhumble.
Let's hear it.
No, I feel like I'm gonna like coming up with a plan, kind of like navigating it, like people to want to like do it, you know, like
rallying the troops.
Rallying the troops, kind of like.
I think people mistake leadership sometimes for this authoritarian
Yeah.
position.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
it's more like somebody who can,
You know, be open to gather, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like hear from everything to then kind of.
and in my opinion, the leader is somebody who can take up the tail end.
Mhm.
You know, pick up the stragglers and be compassionate enough to move them along to it to stay with the group.
I mean, yeah, all great leaders are able to galvanize just like a group of people. Just
That's why
from
they say
all
the
corners.
difference between a leader and a manager, right? A manager actually gets the task done and tell it, but the leader will, you know, inspire.
Yeah.
The manager's like, hey, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do
Yeah.
this, but the leader is the one who has to like keep the group a group and inspire people to move forward.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Like that, and like I would say building good connections.
Connections.
Yeah, so which is, you know, important, and trying to like, you know, be nice to everyone, kind of, you know, come with the genuineness, you know, to everyone.
Yeah.
It helps build those connections,
Keep
especially
the
out here.
integrity and the aloha.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, how about weaknesses? Well, Jacob needs a strength.
Well, I think my strength is also being more of the Hawaii of the crew, try to keep it to the roots.
Oh, bro, you're not more Hawaii than me, bro.
I lived there the longest compared to everyone.
I want you guys to show up there.
You don't call me pipeline for nothing.
Well, I think that is there's truth to that in the sense that like you do tie us back to the brand, always back to the brand, and always trying to remember that this is what this is about.
Yeah.
The aloha. You know, if we start to get too caught up in the sauce, lost in the sauce, Jacob's probably one of the first ones to be like, let's keep it down, like let's keep it rooted. Yeah, I agree with that.
And probably like a weakness for me sometimes is being maybe like timid, or like there are like moments like, you know, where even like I'll like, you know, self-doubt like something. And you know, I know I have the qualities too, but for some reason sometimes it just takes a little bit of effort for that extra step. Like I remember when we were doing the tailgates, and just to, you know, go out there and do the wagon, you know, wouldn't be my preference. You know, first off, I want to stay with the whole build up. I want to be where the store's at.
Power is your people are coming to you.
Exactly.
You going out to them.
But you know, I went out there and you know, we shined, and
Yeah.
definitely a lot of people like, you know, like that. So
I mean, Jacob had it, since you didn't get to come to this last one.
Yeah.
Me and Jacob had to run it, and honestly, it's a thing. And we respected you for it. We all mentioned it. It was like Gardy's like
make a
definitely-
big difference. You made a big difference, like having you not there. We were like, I didn't get to see them, but we knew the results. And when I went with
What do
you,
you mean?
We sold.
Yeah.
We sold.
What do you mean we know the results? Yeah, we just made
my guy, leave him alone.
We sold, and you know, we had different circumstances, but
Hilarious.
you know, It was.
The numbers don't lie. We saw the result.
But there's a lot of factors that
There was
could
a lot of
play
factors.
into it. Like,
There was a lot of factors.
It wasn't as crowded as when you went, you know?
No, yeah. No,
No,
his,
it is-
his approach is just a little different.
Yeah,
I
it
could
is
see
different.
him getting involved.
You
more.
just go up into there, you know, like
Yeah.
versus them, like you have the come to us kind of deal where you're like, I don't care what you're doing, let me go into this tent.
Yeah.
We were like, I would say we have like the little more shy-ish personality, you know, like it's
Yeah.
kind of like.
Also, I don't want to come off as like a. You're able to do it. You're able to inject yourself into the social situation.
Yeah.
And not come off as threatening or anything.
You like to
Right,
get
right,
people's
right.
business.
But no, that is a skill
But
in
for
itself.
me, when I'm coming off, I feel like I'm coming in too hard or too high.
Exactly, and I'm conscious about
Yeah.
it, you know.
Which is crazy
Yeah.
because he says his weakness is being timid.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it is
But
interesting.
really, you have that strength about like you know.
Well,
not
maybe
being-
he is, or that's what he was working on, to build the weakness to become
Yeah.
more of a strength.
And I mean,
Like, you
this-
gotta get out of it. You're comfortable. Like, I don't want to do it, but I know that
Yeah.
to better myself, I gotta try
Yeah,
to do it.
and that's what a lot with this brand. I've been elevating myself.
Yeah.
With challenging to go to an owner or to go get a store on your own.
Yeah.
It's been like taking away like that self-doubt and those
Yeah.
barriers that I'm dealing with. So I think about it in my head, but it probably doesn't show. People are probably like, you're a social butterfly, like you get into like
Yeah.
whatever, but it's definitely a skill that I've had to work on.
Yes.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that's.
Having a girlfriend probably helps you.
Yeah, no, it does for sure. Oh yeah.
Weakness.
So you did both yours already?
Yes. His weakness.
It's a good
common
question, by the
thing,
way.
everybody
Who asked
is.
this question again?
This is Colin Black from Hawaii.
Nice, good question.
I know some like not to like call you out on things.
Yeah.
It's just
But to call you out.
yeah.
Well, call me out. Let's hear it.
Is task orientation is like one thing we get on Dave. Like he has to be kind of like guided. Like he forgets. He's forgetful. So he's like, oh, what I have to do.
He's like you say, you're visual. You need to see it written on a board. Versus me and Justin will have it in our head and thinking about it and
Yeah.
planned out.
And I completely see that, and also understand my way because of school and everything that I've had to go through and like adapt to life. Because I feel like most people have, I don't know, I've gotten in trouble for that all my life. Because like with my grandpa and everything was just like some basic shit I won't get sometimes. But for me, what I realized is like my genius, my talent is well, everybody has a genius, and my genius is having the ability to abstractly think about concepts and stories and stuff like this.
Yeah.
But in order for me to do that, I can't have a lot in my mind. So for me, I'm trying to like get rid of everything. So for me to hold shit in my head is like a burden. You know what I mean? So when I have a task, for me, it's like, okay, I can shut up, take everything out of my head, whatever personal shit I'm dealing with, and just, that's my one task, and that's the one thing that I gotta do.
But that also leads to another good question. I mean, do you think as like a business person or a person you should be only skilled at like one facet? Shouldn't you be able to multitask and try to bring
It becomes that jack of all trades, master of none kind of
Yeah,
deal. Or,
yeah. Because I do
Because we
understand
always
that.
have this thing is like, okay, if we didn't write it on the board, would he like you'd be lost? you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
But with something we're like, this is just the way it is, and take it for what it is,
Exactly, true.
But I think my nature, or at least the way that I just grew up and the way that I am, is like, I'm an artist. I'm not really a business person.
right.
You know what I mean? Primarily, I'm an artist.
Because when you say that you're not an entrepreneur, you're a
Entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And I wanted to work, this was my dream, was to work within the group, you know what I mean, and serve the group. But if I had to do my own thing, which I've done in the past in art and shit, I just go out of my way. I know exactly what I gotta do because I'm the only one I gotta deal with.
Yeah.
But I think, in this situation, I take leadership, and I'm willing to take leadership because I want somebody else, you know what I mean, they're the OGs of this, and I'm not gonna outpace them.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is your baby's primarily. I'm not going to steer the ship in a whole nother way. Because I would do things differently in a lot of situations. But I have so much trust in the way that these guys do things that I'm like, okay, they in this certain scenarios or circumstances, I trust they're judgment on this.
Yeah. Because you definitely can't have like too many
chefs in the
multiple.
kitchen.
Yeah.
Right, but that's why, sorry to interrupt, but that's why at our house we do like table talk, you know, someone plays devil's advocate, someone, and then we just bounce off ideas, so, you know, it works.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that's a weakness. I would say that is my weakness, and I understand it. And sometimes I wish I could be better sometimes, but sometimes I'm just like, man, that's just the way I am.
It's all about the yin and yang, you know, accepting both sides. That's why, you know, a lot of times people say, oh, I love the yin and yang, even the koi fish that I have tattoo. Like, I'm a big, like, proponent to the fact that you shouldn't dismiss your bad side or, you know, dismiss yourself being too good, but you should, you know, take in both of them because they both protect you or help you in different situations. So I'm a big proponent to at least acknowledge those things, and then you'll be able to learn how to flex and mend and bend.
Yeah, and I like what Gary Vee says a lot is just play off of people's strengths. Just focus on their strengths and like understand their weaknesses, but like find somebody else to fill in that.
Yeah, right.
Like there's somebody whose strength will fill in that.
Exactly.
That's what we and him try to better ourselves. Like David, he's the way it works for that way, and and it also helps with the bit. That's why he's so artistic and like the design. Yeah, and you just know that, and then we'll pick up the slack on the other side, you know. And then,
which I'm gonna try to do my best.
Yeah,
to make up for my issues, but that's the way that I see it. Like I want more people involved and people who can pick up any weaknesses of ours.
Yeah. What about you? I think, what do you have, a strength left?
Oh, weakness.
Okay, you started off with strength. I forgot. I said, whoa, what? You got plenty of strengths if we're going back to that.
I'll say another one. I'll say more. Should you call out his weakness?
I'll call his weakness out. Yeah, it's only fair. Let's see. I think just in his leadership role, his weakness, I know it. And this is a strength too, is competitiveness. His weakness is that competitiveness, like almost like a Michael Jordan competitiveness. Like at anything we're doing, it's like I can do better, I can do it better, I can do it better. So
it's funny because Whitney says that all the time.
Yeah, I mean it's obvious to me. But it's good because I understand it. I'm like, that's what keeps us.
Right, honestly. Ricky Bobby.
That's what keeps us, you know, propelling forward. And Jacob's energy keeps us propelling forward a lot too. Like, we gotta go, guys. We gotta go. But yeah, so the competitiveness, I understand it. I think sometimes it can be divisive. You know what I mean? It's great up to a limit to where it starts to tear others down.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do that at all.
Yeah.
So.
It probably like even starts off from like the womb, like being born with a twin brother. You know, you're like already instantly like, you know, comparing. Like, you know, like this
I'm coming out first. Yeah, I mean, who knows? It can go that deep, and but like I think, you know, all of our weaknesses are strengths at the end of the day somehow.
Yeah.
That was a good question. This is all stuff like that we don't really talk about.
I mean, as long as we are like also like open-minded to it and not just so like, you know, that's what makes us good is that we're not like that ego. Like I mean, we have like to extent, but we're like, we're aware that I do have, you know, you have the lack of or
yeah.
You, Jake? Do you have that? You did a weakness.
That's a good question.
Okay, we'll save all that for another episode.
What, you lay down, do
like you got the official like.
Yeah, no cards ready. He's hosting the show.
Right, see Chris?
Yeah, right.
I'm practicing. Okay, so Rob Terrell from Boston actually has a question.
Hey, shout out Robbie.
How do you guys balance work life?
That's a really good one.
Work-life balance.
Work-life balance, which is very important.
Yeah.
We ain't got no lives. What are you talking about?
It's all work. It's all work, right?
Yeah. Especially when you're living in a city like LA while you're trying to like build a business and you have to navigate and deal with the city. You know, I think one thing that I do, which I'm like pretty like, you know, impressed like with myself, is that I try to put myself in situations where I'm killing multiple birds with like, you know, with one stone. So even when I was doing Uber for the time that I was doing it, I was pitching Kolohe and selling it that way. The skills that I take from the restaurant job that I have now, you know, those help me with my acting, and the network, you know, it helps me with my acting. So I try to make sure to find things that are close to what I'm already like doing, and then
For
propelling
your
towards.
enjoyment?
Yeah.
For your fulfillment or your enjoyment?
Exactly, like going to the tailgate. I love football, and I'm at a tailgate selling, my brand, like doing things like that. That makes
you
me
love
like,
football.
Oh, I do. By the way, shout out the Giants, baby. New York, with 2-0. I'm loving it. Shout out the Giants. People are gonna be salty here in the room, but
you had to get that out of your system.
I had
That's what
to.
goes leading
I
to.
had to. So just finding ways to do what you want to do, but also doing what you have to do, but making sure that it doesn't like take your happiness away. That's like the biggest thing. Like never sell yourself short and feel like you have to do something that's gonna make you unhappy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So what about you? How do you balance? I know you definitely have a lot of you time in the morning, right?
Yeah. We got these. What's up, Bob?
What's up, Bob?
Yeah. I mean, for me to even feel okay with talking to people, I have to like do my thing in the morning. I mean, it's which is wake up.
What do you mean your thing? What are you doing in the morning?
Yeah, so I gotta wake up. I gotta like sit there and be like, okay, it's another day. Thank you. Then I gotta go brush my teeth, take a piss, take a shit, and then I gotta hit my mat. I gotta hit the yoga, and I gotta do at least 100 push-ups and 100 abs every day.
Mm-hmm.
And that just, for me, what I've realized is like if I don't like root down into my body and feel strong in my lower body and stuff, I don't know. Even more of my weakness.
Yeah.
Comes out, and I'm like even more like lofty and like airy and like
out of routine.
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely like starting my days with a good workout.
Yeah, it just grounds me in my body, makes me feel like okay, and it feels warm. If I don't, I'll get sciatica. I'll have like issues with my back and my neck if I feel like I take too many days off.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much that's like how I get my morning started, and then work-life balance. I don't feel like I really have a social life too much. Like this is our social life. Fortunately, it's the kind of a 2-in-1, right?
It's fun. What makes it fun?
I appreciate
It's a work that gives social, because a lot of people have one or the other. Luckily, this is a social industry type of.
Exactly. So that's good enough for me for now. I have dreams and aspirations, but for now, it's exactly perfect for me. How about you?
And I feel like, me just moving out here, this is totally different from what I was used to. I don't know if I've ever found out the answer to that question. Like, because before in Hawaii, my work's balance was going to the beach and surfing. And that's like my escape from everything. And you take that away, it's like I'm still trying to find. To me, I guess this is kind of lets me run away, but yet it's still the work.
Yeah.
But I like doing it, so it kind of helps me. I mean, like the best thing I got was really much going to the roof, and just kind of clearing my mind and thinking of Hawaii or whatever, looking at the horizon and enjoying the sunset. But I'm still trying to figure it out.
So like surfing was what your go-to was, obviously, and then out here it's kind of hard to figure that out, huh?
Yeah.
You definitely gotta when you move from place to place, like find that blend back again from what gave you like that joy and happiness for sure. You don't head down to the beach ever?
It's just not that good.
He moved here right kind of when COVID happened. So
yeah,
it was
that's
kind of
so true. Yeah.
Granted, I used to come a lot, but
it was
actually starting my life out here was 1 year.
But it was
and then
bittersweet
COVID.
though, because he jumped in and he had like other friends
And stuff, which was lucky. But as far as like building and establishing what I like to do is fun, or like
For itself.
I'm still trying to figure out the answer to that
Self is
question.
that 20 seconds when he shuts the door in his room.
What's going on in there?
Yeah. ¿Y tú?
Well, I guess it's balance. I mean, because it's a social thing, and I've always felt like I liked being in that social setting. That helps. That's always a joy.
That is your
that is
outlet.
that outlet.
That is your self-time,
My self-time and being able to do it with all the friends. I've always enjoyed being out of that, So now having out with a purpose is even better.
Well, I noticed both of you guys, like when you guys go out, that's you recharging.
Yeah.
Like you guys recharge by socializing with people.
Right.
And you're just saying that, like, yeah, but no. No, I mean, for me, going in and completely shutting out the world is me recharging.
But yeah, the balance. Like today, I did the stuff with Dave. You know,
Yeah, we did some yoga
we
today.
did yoga today, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, more than to clear, because otherwise you do get like agitated little things. Just kind
Especially
of
as we're getting older.
as we're getting older.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I still get like recharged. Like if I go on the weekend and there's like a good party
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
a good event, and you're like, damn, this weekend was fucking. That was
Yeah.
fun.
That's
Like, what?
because essentially this is why part of the
I
reason
get
we're in
recharged.
LA. We want to be there. Is that
Yeah.
so that you know you hear they're like going out doing things, meeting people like. You know, we're just that's
But I just like to see the differences in how different people,
have their
Do different
things.
things, yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
what's, you know,
Yeah.
balance.
the balance. Yeah,
Okay.
that's good. Good question. Another question?
Okay. Clarissa May, who from Tampa, has a question, and she's like, "I'm starting my own business herself. Any advice as an entrepreneur?"
Not from us.
Like,
You're starting.
And obviously, I think it's go into something you love or passionate, because if you don't, you're not gonna like it.
I mean, yeah, you could do something you love or passionate about, but also do something that you believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Like if you wouldn't buy whatever you're trying to push, or if it's not something that you would even take 5 minutes to even listen to a pitch, then it's probably not something that anybody else wants. Because people can read that lackluster feeling like off you when you're trying to like, you know, push whatever. But if you believe wholeheartedly what you're doing is like something that is awesome and could grow into something even bigger. Because I mean, what's the point of even? You could sell something out of your truck, but obviously anybody who's like doing something like this is looking to scale. So you should always keep that in mind. Like, where's the end goal before you even try to begin? You know, in the first place.
I'll say another advice, which is kind of funny that you say, like, you know, if it's not something you're or you know, don't do it. But also, I'd say don't get discouraged, dude, being an entrepreneur, because a lot of people be like,
We go through times where we're just like, oh, like this is a bit of a grind.
It is a grind, you know, because you don't really make money in the
Yeah.
beginning. It's you're kind of like paying for education in a sense, you know, through first-hand knowledge.
Street
That's the
knowledge.
best way you can put it.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot, but you're gonna learn a lot too, you know.
Yeah.
And maybe the first one you do is gonna fail,
Yeah.
and then the next one's gonna get better. You have that much more knowledge, so
Yeah.
just don't be discouraged by it. There's gonna be a lot of haters and a lot
We've
of
had-
We said, I mean, like, don't be scared, just gotta go after it. I mean, like, Jeremiah just was preaching to us about, like, he's everything you're so used to and familiar with, like, you know, having your paycheck, you surviving, you know, everything written for you. Now you take on your own.
Yeah.
And
So
it's
for
like,
somebody who's had a job or has a nice placement in some kind of
like
bigger
security.
corporation or structure of business already existing, it's one thing to do that, but then for somebody to, you know, you lose the safety net when you go out on your own company and your business.
You're like-
And you're feeding
Yeah.
yourself and trying to propel a business, which is essentially another human being.
Right.
Yeah.
it's scary, like,
Like society
how
wants-
it's not like the consistent pay or like things, you know, like I gotta do everything myself, you know, even like, let alone doing something that's nothing. I was just an idea.
Yeah, it's just an idea, and
But it's fun. I encourage it. Like,
we kind of always knew we were gonna do something, though. Like even since young days, like we weren't. Nothing's wrong with 9 to 5s, but we knew we weren't gonna.
we take the road less
Yeah,
traveled.
we were
you know.
definitely-
Yeah, for
The
sure.
growth, definitely, you know.
We're definitely gonna kind of like. I mean, Jacob rushes the waves. We all grew up surfing, so it's all about like just going for it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, just go for it, give it a shot.
And I mean, it's nice that all the, you know, like information is just out there.
That's true.
So
like,
there's
Nowadays,
really
yeah.
like, you know, no excuse to not be able to do anything because everything relatively isn't too overpriced. You know, for different things, there's ways you can save money on different setups or try different things, but there's a lot of info out there, whether it's TikTok or YouTube or just Googling it. People are sharing their stories and
Or
you know
KOLOHE
how
Juice
to
podcast.
or KOLOHE Juice podcast and take little tidbits and write notes. But the information is out there, and I'm definitely you know thankful that we have the internet to get you know our voice out there.
Yeah. So the question is, what's the question? Like, is she starting something new?
she's talking just any advice, you
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah, I feel like we've started a couple new things, and they're always good ideas. But you know, also, I think I'm gonna play the other side of it because then we could say be passionate about what you want to do and go for it. But
That doesn't help.
is there a demand? You know what I mean? Is there people who do get excited about it? Are there other people? These are just questions.
Well, he kind of said that. He said,
Yeah.
like, make sure you're passionate, make sure,
Well, you're
or not
passionate.
passionate, but make sure there's a demand that's something that it's worth.
Okay, that's what you said.
He
Yeah.
kind of said that's what, that's why I said I played on it, saying like, also don't be discouraged though. Like, there's gonna be a lot of the naysayers. Or the
Yeah,
people
because
that-
I wanted to make it known that it's not. I know people always want to say you gotta love what you do, love it, but sometimes you have people who, like for example, like sports, who play sports just for the money,
Yeah.
who like don't
And
like
they're
they don't
good at
love
it.
it. They're just good at it, and they're tall. They're like I'm 6'7". What else am I gonna do out here?
Yeah.
I might as well go invest in this, and as long as you
But
find
maybe,
something
like,
where
yeah, I think it's just such a you can really get into it because, like somebody, let's say like let's say I don't love the product itself, but I love sales.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So you could put me in almost any product, and I would be passionate about my sales skills,
Yeah.
my sales technique, and my sales. You know what I mean? Like those things. So if you're passionate about that skill set, your craft, exactly, then you can use that to do. So I don't. People shouldn't just think entrepreneurship is just a product.
Or like creating something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it can be whatever, the sky's the limit, but focus on what you do love about it.
Yeah.
For me, I love the art, I love the marketing, I love the thinking about how to, the psychology of people and what they're attracted to and stuff like that. That's my passion.
Yeah, and other people can like analytics of the whole thing, the
Exactly.
research, and like how to get the people, what causes people to even want to get your brand in the first place. So definitely a lot of
Also,
avenues.
like a roadmap, create your roadmap, your vision, like
That's helped us a lot.
Lot is-
As soon as we wrote that roadmap, as soon as we wrote our map, our
Mhm.
2-year strategy, we cut it from 2 years into like 2 to 3 months,
Mm.
right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's-
And then everyone all like we just even with our with our
Like through
uncle.
action, we just
Yeah.
it turned into a 3 month. Now we got to make a new 2-year map.
Yeah.
But like our uncle always says, like always remember why you started. Like always, it's
Yeah,
a
come
home
back
base.
to
You know
that.
what
Come
the
back
whole
to that.
purpose of the roadmap is like when you travel or whatever.
Stray too far, come back home and
Didn't
figure it out.
Remember why?
Yeah.
Just, you know.
Yeah.
reverse engineer it, know your goals. That's what you have to do to get there. So yeah, definitely roadmap definitely made a huge difference. You always want to go prepared, otherwise you're just blindly like doing something.
And we were going
Getting
blind
lost.
for a while. We
Yeah.
were just going blind, but then you don't see an end. You don't see a tunnel.
Yeah.
A light at the end. Kind
You
of
get
just
excited.
going.
You're just like, there's a lot of things. It's fun. It's learning, but that's like learning.
Yeah, and then we were like, okay, there's a purpose. What do we want out of all of this? Let's keep making sure that even though we do this.
Come back to
it
this.
comes
Let's come back to
the
this.
purpose,
Come
yeah.
back to this.
Yeah, so that's the good one. What's your name?
Clarissa.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we'll save some more of the questions for next time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
That
for
was a
sure.
Good conversation.
so I mean, what else? Like to end, and what
Well,
else?
what did we
got?
do this past weekend? We did the tailgate, right? Which Gardy didn't get to go to.
We had the
Yeah,
LA
I was
Beer
working.
Fest. So thanks to everyone that visited us at the
Yeah.
LA Beer Fest.
I was popping. We got some quick tips for that.
Nice.
The tailgate was great. We met some good peoples.
Really good
Man,
people.
We always pull up next to the fucking
We're
coolest
very good,
people.
very fortunate to always have the core neighbors,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
cool
When
neighbors.
your neighbors are on board, like when
Yeah.
your neighbors are just cool with you. They gave us.
The tailgate neighbor matters. it definitely matters to have someone good pull up in the parking spot.
Any camping experience or like Coachella,
Yeah.
it's a maker,
Yeah, make or break for sure. The
Yeah. Did we
experience.
tell that story on the podcast?
Which one?
The Coachella camping.
We'll have to say that for next time.
Yeah.
Well, what was this tailgate? What team?
That was the Falcons.
Okay.
Rams.
Falcons, Rams.
Okay.
It was a good vibe.
Still mad that we missed that Bills Mafia crowd though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully
they would
we
have
come
been a
back
great
again.
crowd to serve.
Come back around.
And we have tonight we have a poetry event, and it's to help people or to focus on voting. Voting's right around the corner.
Oh, nice. For the elections coming up, huh? Midterms.
Yeah, so they want to emphasize on how important voting is, and it's a friend that it's his thing, so we wanted to show love, and
Maybe people would make better decisions if they drank a Kolohe before they vote. Maybe that's what needs to be going
We do
on.
like a campaign. It's like, show us your voting registration card, whatever. And
Yeah. Grab a Kolohe.
What else we did Thursday?
Oh, we have the Equinox event.
Equinox event.
Autumn equinox, like what is the
Autumn Equinox, which is actually it's 12 hours of day and 12 hours a night. It's the only time, or twice a year
Twice
maybe
a
it
year,
happens.
Okay.
Yeah,
The sun's in a certain position or something.
Yeah, the symmetry is perfect.
Nice.
Perfect
So we'll
day
be
for
doing a
Kolohe.
corporate Equinox event. That'll be cool. It'll be a new experience for us.
Woodland Hills.
Yeah,
We'll be,
expanding out that way, huh?
yeah, we don't get too many events right now in the valley, so that'd be cool to like help showcase all the stores like Circus Liquor.
Yeah. And Woodland Hills is a nice area, so that'll be cool.
Yeah. So yeah, it should be exciting.
Yep. And just probably hit sales again next week.
Just keep grinding.
Yeah.
Did we get any new stores or new location areas?
Oh, Bob's?
Oh yeah, we got Bob's on Palms area. Bob's Liquor
There we go.
Nice.
Shout out
off
Bob's.
of National.
Shout out Bob. It's Bob's.
But no, that's awesome.
Pretty much, just marketing the ones we got now.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll save more stories for the next episode.
But
That said,
So,
yeah.
well, thanks for
Thanks for
tuning in.
watching again. Sticking true.
Hell yeah.
Tell us how we can improve.
Make sure to hit the like button.
Yep, subscribe. All
And I
that.
think throughout our episodes, we'll be answering questions that you guys have for us.
Yeah, so if you have
keeps
more,
the-
send them in, to Twitter or the DMs.
Or like tag anybody else who you want to see on the show.
Like a future guest.
Yeah,
Yeah, hell yeah.
cool. All right. Much aloha, guys.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Thanks for riding the wave.